So we bring all of the photos in one spot. You don't have to search anywhere else. And right at that moment, you're going to be able to read. You can read the agent comments underneath those photos, click through them just simply by touching them. And you can then determine quality and condition.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast, helping appraisers increase their efficiency, quality, and make more money. Here's the guy who makes it his life's mission to create value for real estate appraisers nationwide. Your host and the Appraiser Coach, Dustin Harris.
And welcome, everybody. Dustin Harris hanging out in the podcast chair. No, you can't see me on the coach cam. We're doing things a little bit different around here. I'll explain that in upcoming podcasts, but can't wait to introduce you to three great people. But first, want to introduce you to, of course, our sponsorship. We are sponsored by Datamaster. Datamaster, of course, is what I use as often as I can to save 30 to 60 minutes per report. And you can find out more about that today, but hang on tight. But first, go to datamasterfreetrial.com/coach. Once again, it's datamasterfreetrial.com/coach. Of course, we are sponsored by OREP Insurance. OREP is the insurance that I use for my E&O. There's a reason why, and I can't wait to tell you, but first go to orep.org. That's OREP.org for more information. Finally, we are sponsored by the software that I use to save me all kinds of time in efficiency with a la mode. A la mode, of course, is the leader in the software industry for appraisers. So check them out. Go to alamode.com. Once again, it's alamode.com or 800-ALAMODE. Well, folks, we're going to be talking today about one of our sponsors today, and we are super, super excited to have on the program three wonderful people from Datamaster. First of all, Mr. Marty Hamilton. He is the marketing manager. Welcome, Marty.
Hey, thanks.
Good to have you here. We've got Jared Priesler, who is the chief appraiser, and he, of course, is over product development as well. Welcome, Jared.
Thank you, Dustin. Good to hear you again.
And Jared, I'm going to let you introduce our third guest here. Our
third guest is our new CEO, Kevin White. Kevin, go ahead.
Good morning, Dustin. Thanks for having us.
Well, Kevin, it's super good to meet you. I can't wait to shake your hand in person, but it's wonderful to meet you over the audio. Welcome to Datamaster. It's a company that I've been associated with for many, many years now, and just a great group of people. You've joined a great team, Kevin.
I agree. You know, this is, I believe, the beginning of week 9 for me, so just into my third month, and as we get started just before the holidays, you know, looking at getting some new product out, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. A really exciting time for Datamaster to really expand where we're headed.
Well, if you've only been there for 9 weeks, maybe you and I ought to get together off the air, and I can tell you a few stories about these guys because I've known them much longer than you have.
I need all the back channel I can get.
We'll talk later. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kevin. Where you come from, what's your background, and what brought you to Datamaster?
Yeah, thank you. I've been in the technology space for almost 30 years, long history in enterprise software. Most recently worked in CPQ, which is a configure price quoting solution with a company called Aptus out of the Bay Area. And had worked with several members of Datamaster in the past, including Mitch Dorius, who I know you've had on your show before, and obviously Rick and Ryan Lifforth. Their son, Rob, also have worked with the family for quite some time. And so when Mitch and Rob specifically came to visit with me, I think this was maybe back in September, and started to tell me a little bit about the history of the company, the product, the space that we're trying to serve with the appraisers, and the opportunity with the new Datamaster 6 product that we're just getting out the door. It really seemed like a unique opportunity. Rick's planning to move into more of a chairman of the board role. And was looking for somebody that could come in and have some of that enterprise level experience, that technology background that could really help us as we expand and continue to grow the business.
So basically, that's a lot of technical speak to say that you're going to start doing the hard work and Rick is going to kick back with a drink.
I think that might be true, actually. He needed somebody to do the heavy lifting, that's for sure. Nice. And we're super excited. I mean, Rick is a 40-plus year veteran in the appraisal world, well-respected, well-known. And, he and Jared have worked tirelessly to get Datamaster 6 into a position now where we're already into market in the Portland market. We've got another 40 markets that will roll out throughout the course of the year. Clearly, we've got our classic product that's also still in motion. Lots of great prospects for growth for this company.
And it all started from a box of cards and some pins, right?
Incredible. When Rick did the demo for me with these pins and the cards and how quickly he could actually get to a comp by using that system, it was remarkable. The beautiful thing about our Datamaster product is that obviously electronically we can get that done even more quickly with multiple comps and multiple options for our customers. So I'll let Jared talk more about that, but certainly the technology got me excited. It's one of the reasons I'm here. The options and the opportunities for us to grow and expand, the sky's the limit for Datamaster.
Well, we'll get into, I think, talking about the Datamaster 6 here in a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit more, and I don't want to embarrass you, Kevin, but I want to talk a little bit more about you, if that's okay. I want to get to know you a little bit as the president and CEO of Datamaster. You talked about the Bay Area. Did you live in the Bay Area? Are you from Utah, where Datamaster is currently situated?
Yeah, long time Utah, native Utah.
Okay.
Went to Utah State University. I actually played college football at Utah State University.
You look like a football player.
So I've got a little bit of background. I was a quarterback in college.
Nice.
And so some of that, those lessons I learned on the gridiron, hopefully we can carry over into the business. Aptus, I was based here, traveling to the Bay Area almost weekly, commuting. So my commute now is a little bit shorter than what I had there, but certainly a long history of background with IBM, with Novell, WordPerfect, and then a handful of startup organizations in the 2000 to 2010 space that led me to a company called Fusion.io, which is where I first met the Lifford family and Mitch. And Mitch and I worked very closely together on a handful of key relationships, including some hardware relationships with companies like Dell and Cisco and Hewlett-Packard and others, and really helped us to grow that business. We took the company public in 2012, sold the company in 2014. I joined Aptus at that point, and then when this opportunity came, it just was such a unique opportunity that I could not pass. So obviously very, very excited to use some of the background I have in business development, marketing, sales. That's really my long tenure of history is in more on that side of the business and not necessarily on the development or the product side. Although as we've jumped into this process with Datamaster 6, it's been really a fun process to kind of put a stake in the ground and say, let's roll with this product and let's get this product really moving into the market. It is a gift, in my opinion, to the market.
You obviously come with a long list of achievements on the technical side of things. Tell me where you see Datamaster right now poised with regard to the profession as appraisers. Appraisers are always looking at trying to do things more efficiently, more effectively. One of the things that I do as a coach is to reach out to appraisers and help them. Really, I mean, it comes down to dollars and cents, Kevin. It comes down to making more money as appraisers. We struggle. Most of us self-employed. Most of us running our own ship. We're trying to make a dollar more than we spend every day. As you kind of see where we're at, and obviously have been informed on where we've been as a profession, tell me your thoughts about going forward. And we'll get into the details of the new Datamaster 6. But as the CEO, as the individual sitting at the top, maybe the 5,000-foot level, looking down, what do you see going forward?
It's a really good question. And I have been a sponge over the last 8 weeks absorbing the market. And I've had a unique opportunity to come in and sort of question. I'm able to look at the company and say, why are we doing things in a certain way? Why are we packaged or pricing in a certain way? Why are we delivering the product in a certain way? Should we be considering getting to the web? There's a handful of questions that I come with as I look at the business, and how quickly can we make that happen? I'm asking the question, can we more quickly get to market? Is there an opportunity for us to create new tools that allow us to, for example, map an MLS more quickly so that we can get into markets more quickly? All those kinds of things are things that I've got a unique opportunity right now, at least for these first 3 to 6 months, to question some of those kinds of things internally. Then, to your point, how do we then really better serve our constituents, our customers, the appraisers? As the industry is evolving and changing, how do we quickly become better partners with the Alamodes and the other form vendors, and how do we get to market more quickly jointly with some of those kinds of partners? Then obviously with the customers themselves, how can we provide a better service? Are we doing the kind of market research that's required to hit their needs? Are there tools that we can develop that can help them become more effective? Are there ways that we can enhance the product that allows them to do more with less time? It's all about trying to help our appraisers make more money. That's really what this solution is all about. And so the way to get there and the path to helping that process improve is really what I'm excited to help us do.
Well, that's I think what my listeners are excited about as well. We've been using Datamaster for many years now, and I can tell you that when I talk about Datamaster being the source of saving 30 to 60 minutes per report, that truly is it's the truth, folks. If you want to save time using a system that will allow you to do things quicker, more efficiently, and with higher quality. Why higher quality? Because Datamaster allows you to be able to import directly from your tax records, directly from your MLS system. So if it's in there, it will be in your report. No more fat fingering, no more human error. That's what Datamaster is for me, and I think it can be for you as well. We've been talking, of course, with Kevin White, the president and CEO. I know that Kevin needs to run, but when we come back, we're going to talk, of course, to Jared and get more detail about this thing that we've been alluding to, Datamaster 6, the new Datamaster. But folks, you don't have to wait for Datamaster 6. You can jump on datamasterfreetrial.com/coach right now and find out why I save 30 to 60 minutes per report and what it can do for you. Folks, try it out. You can try it out. You can check it out for 2 full weeks, unlimited. Go to datamasterfreetrial.com/coach. Of course, we are sponsored by OREP Insurance. OREP is the E&O company that I use. On every renewal, I have an opportunity to jump online and to kind of shop around, folks. And I do. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best deal. And guess what? OREP is the best deal for me. Why? Because they broker to more than one company. They are about the appraiser, not about the specific company. Look at it this way. It's like going to an agent and saying, hey, I'm open to any house out there. I want the best house for my family. And they, of course, have an opportunity to pick from many. That's what OREP can do for you in the E&O field. They don't just represent one company. They are a broker for you. Check them out. Go to orep.org. That's orep.org, OREP.org for more information. Finally, we are sponsored by Alamode Software. Alamode is the software that I've been using for over 20 years. And, they've been in business for over 30 years, 3 decades, folks. They've been serving the appraisal community. We've been talking, of course, today about Datamaster and its integration into Alamode. I'll tell you, using Datamaster and Alamode together is the most efficient way that you can complete your appraisal reports. And it's all about efficiency, as we've been talking about. Go to alamode.com. You can call them at 800-ALAMODE. They will answer your question. Folks, these are very knowledgeable. They understand the appraisal profession. They understand appraisers. They understand software, and they understand your needs and will help you to get the very best product possible. Once again, it's alamode.com or 800-ALAMODE. And welcome back, folks. We're talking to the guys, the guy, I should say, at Datamaster. We've been on with Marty Hamilton, Jared Priesler, and Kevin White. I think Kevin had to slip out, and Marty, I think, slipped out as well. But Jared, it's just you and I, man. Now you can really tell us about Kevin.
Hey, Dustin, thanks. It's been fantastic having Kevin here and having his insight kind of more from a broad spectrum of and helping guide us into the next phase of Datamaster. For me, it's just been refreshing and challenging. He's challenged a lot of the things that we've been doing, and it's all been for the good so far. So I'm excited about the direction we're going. Well,
challenge is good. And especially somebody who's spent so much time in the technology field and understands software and efficiencies, and to get somebody like that involved, I think I probably am as excited as you are, Jared, moving forward for Datamaster.
Well, thank you. Thanks,
so
Dustin.
we've been alluding to this this unicorn out there. I really want to dig in, but before we do, let's just set the stage. Let's say that some of my listeners have been hiding under a rock and they're hearing about this Datamaster and they have no idea what it is. Now, I can't imagine that would be the case since we talk about it on every episode. But let's set the foundation. What was Datamaster 1.0? What's the purpose of Datamaster?
So really what Datamaster does is it brings information from the MLS that the appraiser selects and marries or merges that in with public records and then imports it into their forms vendor software like Alamode and does it in just a few seconds. Consistently, we normalize that data so that it gets customized in exactly the way that the appraiser would like it to come in. Of course, if it's bringing in a UAD field that's going to be compliant and formatted already to that UAD compliancy. And really it gives the appraiser the opportunity to spend their time analyzing and not typing or inputting the information. And we do that with all of the major forms, as well as some of the minor forms, the Appraisal Institute form, GPAR, desktop product forms as well. And then, of course, with the 1004 MC form as well. So one of the keys, I think, Dustin, that everyone should kind of realize and why we might be a little different than some of the other data importers or typing programs. And one of the reasons why I think our quality is much better than those is that rather than rely only on an export file, we go into the MLSs and we have contracts to get all of the data for that particular property. It's called the RETS feed or the back end. It's a real estate transaction electronic feed. That allows us a more full data, less holes in that data. And that really is what sets us apart. We have a patented process that allows us to do that. And that's why we might not be in all of the MLSs. Currently, we're in about 70, I think we're up to about 75% of the MLSs across the country. We just introduced Seattle not too long ago, and we've got several other MLSs. I would imagine by the end of the year, it looks like we're going to be around 82% of the country. And if someone would like us to come to their area, there's a couple of things that they can do to help us out. Number one, they need to let us know. And they can do that at datamasterusa.com. And the other thing is they need to get a hold of their MLS and let their MLS know that they would like us to come as well. That introduction is key to making the process go a little faster.
Well, and that's really where I want to focus a little bit. But just to recap, basically what you're saying, when I talk here on the program about 30 to 60 minutes per report, that is not just a number. That is something that can be quantified. And I'm telling you, because I'm a geek, Jared, I've done it multiple times. And I'm telling you, 30 minutes per report is minimum. The time it takes to type, and that's really what you have to, that's the alternative, right? To type in the owner name, the parcel number, the legal description, on and on the subject side, and then to be able to populate the comparables, to type in every single part of that field that Datamaster immediately does when you hit a button it's a time saver that can be quantified, but we really have to look at it in terms of dollars and cents. Really, the time that it takes me personally, first of all, I don't do that. I have to say that. I just don't take that time. But to pay someone else to do so is night and day difference.
Well, Dustin, also the verification of that sale. We'll present right in front of the appraiser the deed that goes with that MLS sale, reported sale. And the time that you'd have to do to go to another website to look up that deed number, if you like putting that in or at least getting it in your work file, for me, that's an additional savings. And I just take it for granted. I've been using Datamaster so long, sometimes I forget how easy that part is, the verification side.
Absolutely. Well, that, and this is why I'm so excited about what we're going to talk about next, and that's Datamaster 6, because Datamaster, I don't know if you're calling it 1, 2, 3, whatever. It has always been a huge benefit to appraisers. But you talked about, and you alluded to earlier, about the opportunity to analyze. And that's why I think Datamaster 6 is so important, because it's not just about getting data and putting it in the report. Talk to us about Datamaster 6 and why it's so much different.
So one of the goals that we had was to be able to help the appraiser in analyzing, but not to give them the easy button. So there's a lot of products out there that, and they're coming onto the market all the time, that say input this information and we'll tell you what your adjustments are, and we'll kind of be the easy button of it. That to me is a little bit scary, and I'm not really that anxious to rely on somebody else's analysis.
Sure.
So the way that we can do that and leverage that RETS feed is to present the right data at the right time for the appraiser to make the decision. A great example of that in 6 is that when you're looking at the deed section, not only do you see all of the deeds for that particular parcel, but also the listing history. And so you can match up in seconds that deed with the MLS. If there's not an MLS listing, but there was a warranty deed or a transfer deed, you'll be able to quickly make a note and say, hey, I need to check this out. Was it a property that was flipped? Was there a foreclosure? All that information's there. Another good one, and probably the one that most of our users love or comment on the most, is our photos. We can bring in all of the photos from the MLS and present that right at the same time that you're making the decision about the quality and the condition of that home. So you don't have to go to another spot.
No, Jared, I got to slow you down, man, because you said that almost
so excited.
You said that almost as a throwaway, and I think that is just so cool. Can you repeat what you just said about the photos?
So we bring all of the photos in one spot. You don't have to search anywhere else. And right at that moment, you're going to be able to read. You can read the agent comments underneath those photos, click through them just simply by touching them. And you can then determine quality and condition. And we've even kind of summarized the quality and condition for you and given you a link right to the UAD or the Fannie Mae definitions, so that there's no question. If you're kind of on the border and you're like, I'm not really sure, let me pull that definition up again, it's right there for you. And really, if you can do that even before you go and visit the property, then when you're at the site, at the comparable, it's a confirmation. It's not a fact-finding event. The fact-finding event already occurred. And that, again, saves you that time. Often, we've pulled comparables. All of us have done it. And then you go to the property and you're like, oh, I can't even use this one. It's not, there's something that you couldn't see because maybe you were just putting the addresses in. It was, in the neighborhood. But then you get to it, then you get back and you pull up the MLS listing and you start flipping through the comparables, and you're like, I got to throw that one out. You just wasted that time and you got to start all over, right, or grab another one. And this prevents all of that from happening, or at least helps you on the front end. So you're more in the analytic mode, not in the report, in the typing in mode or the inputting mode. There's a couple of other things that we've done. The other thing that we found when we were interviewing and visiting with appraisers, everybody has their own different workflow. And Dustin, I'm sure that as a coach in your coaching role, you have seen this all across the country, is that everybody has their own unique workflow. Some like to go to the property first, then pull comparables. Some have an assistant that inputs that information for them or starts the file and makes their appointments. So one of the things that we wanted to do was work with everybody's workflow. You don't have to change your workflow to use Datamaster. A good example of this would be another way that we've leveraged technology, and that is when you're trying to decide the location and the view within Datamaster 6. You'll be able to pull up, as you click on our little map feature, there's a street scene, a Google street scene, and there's the satellite view, which can be switched back to just the map. view as well. Now, yes, you could go and get these from other sources, but again, having them in one spot with the real estate agent's comments right in, and then being able to just click a button to decide and record that brings all of that information together. And now you don't have to spend the time going out and getting information from different sources. And you have a much better idea when you go to visit that property, if that's the workflow, or when you come back, maybe you can see something in the backyard that you didn't see before when you were in the front at the street.
So really what you're saying is you're looking at a one-stop shop. In other words, in order for me to be an appraiser, I want to spend my time analyzing data, not gathering data, not going out and researching the data, not going out and re-looking at something that I already pulled. In other words, let's say I pull an MLS sheet in, but then I get in the middle of the process and I think, gee, was that a Q3 or was that a Q4? And then I've got to go back to the MLS. I got to pull up that thing again. I got to look through each of the pictures. You're saying all I have to do is look at Datamaster because all of that information is right in front of my eyes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even if you have two, how hard is it? Sometimes you've got two different comparables and you're trying to look at both of them at the same time. A lot of MLSs that we find will not let you do that. They won't let you have two open at the same time. At Datamaster, you can open all 6, 10, 12 at a time and look at all those photos from each of them at the same time in a very orderly fashion and make those decisions. So maybe you're trying to decide between one or two of them, which one's most like your subject. You've got all those photos right there. It's very, very simple, very easy to manage. And so those are some of the things that are really super exciting to me. I've been playing around with it, of course, in my business workflow, and the 30 to 60 minutes, I think, Dustin, you're right on with that. This is going to be, I'm finding at least another 15 to 20 minutes worth of savings with 6 over what we're internally calling Datamaster Classic or Datamaster Plus. And so those are some of the things that we're already seeing. And there's so many little Easter eggs or nuggets within 6 that, I would just encourage you to jump on the line with us, hit us with an email through datamasterusa.com. And we'd be happy to show you a demo and then let you know about when we're going to be coming to your area. So let's talk a little bit about that because I know the questions are going to roll in. We might as well cover it now on the episode. So those that are listening and they think, man, I'm sold. I can't wait. And then they look on datamasterusa.com and they think, oh, they're still not in my area. What can individuals expect over the next little while as far as your rollout with 6, but with other products as well, being able to have Datamaster in their area? So a great question. So just a couple of weeks ago, actually January 15th, we went live with Datamaster 6 in Portland and in the Portland area.
Oh, RMLS. So it's already live.
Yep.
Love it.
Complete. Yep. Live there. And then CRMLS and Sanacor, which is Southern California. Those are our next 2 areas. We're in the final testing of those, actually looking for some more beta testers. So if you're in those areas and you'd like to, but I would imagine we're within a couple of weeks from going live in those 2 markets. And then I think we're headed to Arizona. The Utah folks have not seen it yet, and that's where we're from. So I'm pushing Utah soon,
sure.
Which I apologize to my Utah colleagues. I'm doing all I can to get it to you. And then it's just kind of a rolling cadence across the country towards the east. And I know that within the next 6 to 9 months, we have 40 different markets that are scheduled. Included in that, there's some great new markets that we have that are filling in some kind of strategic holes that we had throughout the country. And we'll be introducing 6 to those new areas, and then also updating all the areas or the MLSs around those new areas at the same time. So I know when we go into Cincinnati, we're there already. The other Ohio MLSs will get 6 as well. So it's a pretty aggressive schedule, but very exciting for us as well.
Nice. So those that have been in wait, just wait a little bit longer. It's coming.
And if Classic's in the area, no need to wait. I mean, there are some great tools within Classic, and it's just a an opportunity for you to get a little bit ahead for when 6 comes.
Right. Okay. Jared, man, I just can't thank you enough for being on today. Super exciting about the upcoming things that are happening with Datamaster. We always have to have that argument, right?
I know. I think I say it different than everybody here. So
okay. All right. I've noticed you've been saying it Datamaster, and I know I say Datamaster, and I always get chagrined because I have no idea if I'm doing it right, but I've been told it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Very cool. Well, Jared Priesler, I can't tell you how grateful I am for your time here. This is super exciting. And appraisers, this isn't just about a product. This is about efficiencies. We've talked here multiple times and continue to talk here about how we can do more with less. So many appraisers are out there complaining about the decreased fees, the increased scope of work, the split with the AMCs, and all of this stuff that, yeah, we should be concerned about. Absolutely. But folks, if we can find tools that allow us to be able to do more with less, that's what we need to be reaching for, because that's going to be more money in our pocket at the end of the day. Datamaster, however you want to say it, is one of those tools, great tool that you can be utilizing to be more efficient. Jared, thank you for your time. Please thank Kevin and Marty for their time as well today.
I will. Thank you, Dustin.
I appreciate it, my friend, and we will talk soon. And folks, you've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast. If you have any interest in checking out Datamaster, I highly encourage that you try it. For free. You can try it for free. Just go to datamasterfreetrial.com/coach. Once again, it's datamasterfreetrial.com/coach. And 14 days, you can try it out. Call my bluff, folks. 30 to 60 minutes per report. I guarantee it. Check it out. And thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.